Today we are going to be spending just a couple of hours to organise our spanners. With super clear labels, this makes it really easy to grab the size of spanner that you want and even easier to put it away. In a previous video, I'll show you how I made this spanner holder for my ratcheting spanners. It was laser cut out of foam for a perfect fit, and while it does do a good job, it's just not very versatile in the way of holding more spanners, especially when you have this many. Or actually maybe a lot more. So instead, we'll make a rack to hold them all. I've got some 50 by 5mm bar, and I'll be using this as the base for the hanger. I can line up all the spanner sizes that I'll be using and copy them over to the bar of steel. Going through, I can use an automatic center punch to make a mark in the steel for the drill bit to start on, otherwise the drill bit may wander off center. I then set up the steel on the mill and started drilling. I used a 5mm drill bit for the first two holes, as they are a 6 and a 7mm spanner, before using 6mm holes for the rest of the hangers. Using the mill is a great way to do holes like this, as I can just move the table over without repositioning the workpiece, resulting in the holes that line up across the entire length. But as you'll see towards the end, I also made a smaller version of this, but just using a cordless drill. The holes are done, but they do leave a small burr on the backside, and a quick cleanup using a countersink bit takes them off straight away. The next task was to cut all the hangers. Like I mentioned before, I had to cut two of them out of a 5mm bar, and the rest were cut out of 6mm bar. I cut these at about 55mm long, so I just had to set up the stop to make them all cut even. I also put a container on the floor to catch them, which worked out super well. To stop the spanners from flying off if they were knocked, a small bend was put in the top of the bars. It's very easy to do, just chuck the piece in the vise and hit it a few times with a hammer. We are smashing this out so far, so now we can move on to welding the bars in. The best way I found to do this was to have some of the bar hanging over the edge, line up the rods perfectly on top, and I had a clamp to hold them in place. From there I can just work my way along welding them in. I only placed tacks on for now and later flipped it over before doing full welds. If you aren't confident with welding or don't know how to, there is another way to do this entirely. You could just drill the holes out throughout the bars and then just hang bolts off there. That would also work out pretty well. I like to take the safety only after you hurt yourself approach, which you can see I put the gloves on only after I burn myself. The full welds are done and I'm using a flap disc. I'll knock them back to be smooth, as this is going to be the back and needs to be flush against the wall. The next step was to hit him with a few coats of black paint. I forgot to add some mounting holes and screws for the wall, so I did that after the paint dried. Now you could just use the holder like this and it would work absolutely perfectly, but I decided to go a step further. I took a photo of all the spanners lined up when I was marking them out and imported it into the computer. From there I went through and made some labels for each size spanner that I carry. Before sending it off to the printer, I used the pause function to create a stop at the layout where the numbers became visible. That way I could change the colour out and really make these pop. As you can see, these came out really great and I'm quite happy with them, and if you want to print these out for yourself, I'll upload the files to MakerWorld and you can have them for free. The link will be in the description. By this point the paint was dry, so I used some double-sided tape to stick to the back of the 3D printed labels, and then I just stuck them down to the hanger. A few screws later and it was hanging up on the wall, which is one very satisfying step left. I also went for a walk around the shed collecting any and every metric spanner that I could find and hung them up too. And while I did get most of them up there, I did have a few left over. But realistically, who needs 6 17mm spanners anyway? You might think the next step is to make one for all the Imperial spanners, and you couldn't be more wrong. I currently have no plans to make an Imperial version, as I just don't like the Imperial system. 99% of the time, I'm reaching for metric. Although I did quickly run through the same steps to hang up some of my shifters and 2 Imperial spanners that are more of a prop than a tool in my shed, as I really don't have any bolts that big to undo. I hope this one day build gives you a bit of motivation to get out in the shed and make something. For just a couple hours work, I'm really happy with how these spanner holders turned out. If you're interested in the full foam insert walkthrough, I'll leave that video linked in the description. That's all from me today, so thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.